Okay, so this actually brings up a really good point about therapy versus coaching and what you can expect from each one. We do have to keep in mind that narcissistic abuse is technically still not in the DSM 5, which is the major guidelines of therapy. So, because that is their guideline, there are certain things that they have to be careful what they talk about because they're working within the guidelines of the DSM 5. Now, with that said, my therapist still acknowledged that my ex had narcissistic behavior, but you're gonna have therapists that don't even believe that narcissism exists. I've even heard of some therapists that think that toxic behavior is not a real thing. And to that, I say, ooh, if you have a therapist that just flat out won't acknowledge what you've been through, I would highly consider getting a different one. But if you have one that they acknowledge it, but they don't talk about it a lot, there's a reason. Therapy is really good about dealing with things that happen in our childhood or even adult life that allowed us to accept this kind of behavior from an individual. It answers that question of how did I get here? But when it comes to someone like me who's a coach, me and every other coach that I know, what we do is we work on the day-to-day, step-by-step process on how to manage and deal with the side effects of narcissistic abuse because we've been through it. We're able to talk more about it. We're able to validate those experiences a little bit more because we went through the same exact thing. That's why, in my opinion, therapy and coaching work extremely well together. I don't think one replaces the other. So that's just some food for thought on the difference between the two. Keep it in mind.